What's going on, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? Today we are talking about everything releasing for Supreme Week 14 of Spring Summer 2024, the entire drop list, my resale predictions, my overall thoughts on each and every item, and more. Let's get right into it. All right, so here we are on Supreme Drops' Twitter page with the full drop list and the projected retail prices. As always, the prices are subject to change, of course, but right here we have some pretty cool items coming out. These hats are pretty neat. We got the incense, some spices, and some other garments. But before we get into the full item by item Supreme community drop list, I want to remind you guys to please hit like on the video and subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell so you can get up to date every single time I go live. I also have memberships available on the channel for exclusive member icons, emojis, and other channel benefits. You can check all that out in the description down below. Appreciate your continued support. In other news, we also have an exclusive new colorway of the Air Force One Supreme, dubbed the Chinese Red, with an exclusive red swoosh available in the Shanghai Nike store, available soon according to Supreme Drops. I think these are pretty sick. It's very similar to the obviously all white Supreme Air Force Ones that we all know and love, with a little bit of a hit for China, and I think these are really neat. And I agree with this person's comment. It would be a dope concept if every store got its own unique Supreme Air Force One, like an orange swoosh for San Francisco, a purple swoosh for LA, etc. And then this guy says silver with bullet holes would be cool for Chicago. Bruh. All right, here we are on supremecommunity.com, and here is the drop list and where all the items kind of stack up against each other. Let's start from the bottom and go up to the top, just like Drizzy Drake. The pleated trouser is first, and holy shit, I'm actually thinking about low-key picking this up because I think this is actually not a bad pair of pants that maybe you could wear to like a wedding, some kind of formal attire event. I do need to pick up a new suit this summer, guys. I'm going to like 3 different weddings. A bunch of my friends, like 2024 is the summer to get married, and these pleated trousers are actually kind of nice. I don't know if I will pick them up actually on second thought, because I don't know if I'd have a matching blazer to go with these, but nevertheless, I think these are pretty sick if you actually need some new work trousers, wedding formal attire, menswear, that type of thing, and these are projected to be around 168 bucks. The striped terry short sleeve polo, I'm not really a huge fan of the colors right off the rip, but I guess they're kind of okay. Like the red and the blue, the black. I think what I'm not really digging, instead of the colors on second thought, it's really the horizontal striping and just kind of the layout of the shirt in general. It's not really something that I'm really digging at all for whatever reason. Maybe you will like it more than I. It is that terry blend material, which is pretty comfortable, and maybe if you need just a casual button-up shirt, you can go for it. I'm just not a huge fan of this Supreme logo, or really this type of polo shirt, especially at the 110 price point. Not what I'm looking for. All right, up next, we got the Equipe sweatshort, brushback fleece with tackle twill applique. I think these are kind of a sleeper sweatshirt of this season. We do also have a matching half zip sweatshirt to look at next, but these are pretty dope. I always do like that sports athletic inspired attire. We have this 9, nice little Supreme logo right there, and some cool color blocking with these split colors right here with the PAIX and the dove with the wreath. Kind of looks like a palace design, honestly. And what do you guys think about the colorways? We got this maroon and orange, the black, and then the navy and light blue. Let's take a look at the matching top. Here's the Equipe half zip sweatshirt to match the shorts. And I actually think this guy has some decent resale potential on it. In the larger sizes, of course, we do see this kind of half zip design. Big Supreme hit on the front with a number right there. Nice embroidery on the side. Pretty clean overall. And it is a matching tracksuit set. So you guys know, I have to say it. If you want to cop this for personal, consider buying yourself the whole set. There we go with the back. I love when we get the pictures of the back of a garment right off the rip. We don't have to wonder and think about it up until the drop. But we got MCMXCIV. Roman numerals, I'm assuming Romanized. And then Equipe, we got the number 9, and we got Unite. I think that's a neat design right there. And the estimated price on these guys is $118 for the shorts, which is kind of a little much, and then $168 for the half zip, which is pretty typical. Stencil beanie is next. We got multiple different colors. Some ones that are popping out to me right now are this LA Lakers colorway, maybe this Boston Celtics green and gold over there. Can zoom into the side, maybe get a little bit of a look at that. Kind of tough with my current screen layout, but you got black right here, you got gray and green, you got red and white, and you got white and navy. This guy probably won't resell or sell for a whole lot, but I could see at least one colorway selling out. So if you like this beanie, I recommend picking it up when it drops. 40 bucks, also pretty cheap. Maybe you could stock up on a couple for winter and then resell one or two later down the road, but probably better items to go for, or just better off holding your money. The Italia 6 panel is next. This is actually on my video that I did just a couple days ago with the best items left to drop in spring summer 24, and I was not expecting to see this hat so quickly after making that video. But nevertheless, here we are, taking a look at this hat overall. I do really like this white and red one. I also don't have a ton of white hats at the moment, so this guy would be kind of cool. Black one, obviously, I think is the cleanest, but again, I have so many black hats, it's just kind of overkill at this point. And I was in Fauntleroy's Finest live stream last night, and he was saying maybe the Pacer colorway would be kind of cool, but I'm not really a fan of those colors with the Italian colors. It just doesn't really match for me, and I am kind of hit or miss on this wreath in the front. Do you guys like this design, or are you like me and wish it was maybe on the back of the hat instead of right there underneath the logo? Next up, we got the mesh side panel camp cap in multiple different crazy colors. This guy is pretty dope and does look like a running hat by the looks of it, with the mesh on the side. Probably a relatively lightweight hat. It does have some pretty cool hits on the front. We got Choice Aerodissement Sport. I mean, that was 4 out of 10, but we just went for it, right? French has always been the hardest language for me to pronounce off rip. Don't know what it is. Been able to do other languages, but me and French do not get along. Anyway, we got the black, the blue, the lilac. I think this is probably the best color, and if any one of these were to resell, I'd put my money on probably this lilac to go. We haven't seen that particular color exactly as it is really come out on any hats this season, and purple and light pink have been kind of doing decent. I could also see blue doing okay. I feel like the hype behind black hats, it'll always be there, but I don't know if it's as high as it has been for a while. So I would say if you want to get this hat to resell, or you just want to pick it up, consider getting one of these cool colors. Next up, we got the Tray Jacquard short sleeve shirt, which is a really cool piece that is actually inspired by a ceramic tray that Supreme released in 2014, 2013, I want to say. If you want to see a cool thread by Supreme Drops on the history of this piece, you can go check it out in the description down below. I'm not going to go through the entire thread, but Supreme Drops does have this comparison to the ceramic tray from spring summer 2012, and just kind of the history behind this piece and kind of its connections to Hermes. But yeah, I think this piece will probably be one of the more hyped items this week. Again, I think a lot of people are targeting this. It's been in the lookbook. It has that kind of vintage look to it, and it shows all the signs of being a highly sought after piece, along with being a cool button up shirt. Not just a boring striped polo, but it says Supreme on it multiple times. It's got good branding. Shoot, this guy's actually grown on me quite a bit. And the nice thing about it, it's only $138, which might seem like a lot for a short sleeve button up, but with the big all over print design and considering the prices of all the other items, I think that's a fair price for sure. And hopefully we could even see it being like more like $128 come release. Again, we don't know the full prices until they release on the store. I think this guy might be slightly better than the beanie, but it's really up to you. It's the exact same design, except on a short sleeve top. Estimated price, 88 bucks. That is way worse than the beanie. Double the price for just a t-shirt. That's what the hell's that? All right, the Script baggy denim shorts have returned with a vengeance. They're back. We thought these were coming out a few weeks ago. They didn't drop, and now they're on the drop list yet again. I talked about these before. I think these will do pretty well. We've been seeing a lot of shorts sell out, especially like the denims, the corduroys, anything that's not sweat shorts or softer athletic material does pretty good. And you can see $138 is the estimated price for these. I'm thinking they'll probably sell out and potentially have some decent resale on them as well, depending on the size and the colorway. I could see one colorway actually doing better than the others. Which one is that? It's up to you. All right, we got the hooded stadium jacket next. This guy's pretty dope. Got some 3M waterproof, resistant, thin salate, knit rib collar, brushback fleece, embroidered logo, applique in these colors right here. I actually remember this guy from the preview. Remember in this San Francisco 49ers colorway right here. And then we got the damn Tar Heels or whatever, and the black on black Raiders. I do wish it had some hits on the front. I always say that, but you can at least give us a small little Supreme logo, if nothing else. Just give us something. But we got the giant hit on the back, so they're kind of forgiven. I think this guy will do pretty good, honestly. Supreme Drops has it at $228, which almost seems too good to be true. This guy will probably be like $240. But maybe he's right, and it is $228. It is the final drop list. Those do tend to be more accurate, but don't get your hopes up and believe that the full drop list price is absolute. I also recommend following Drops by Jay and comparing both of these guys' prices. I just like to use Supreme Drops' drop lists for these videos because they look so good on the screen and kind of fit with my whole layout. But this guy I think will do pretty good in black and maybe the red colorway as well, and just depends on that price and the size. Of course, I think larger sizes as always will do pretty good. All right, getting into the weird stuff, we got the top 4 items left to come, boys, so don't leave before we get to the last one. And this is the Kumba incense pack of 15, truly just a pack of incense to burn. And you know, you can't really have incense if you don't have an incense holder. I don't really need an incense holder. I have this little guy right here, this little mouse. Look at this dude. I can't see him, he's overexposed from my ring light, but trust me, he hangs out. And I like to use these Supreme matches right here. I be burning these Supreme matches from God knows when. We still have a couple left over, literally on the last like 4. But anyway, if you want to upgrade from those matches that came out oh so long ago, get these Kumba incense sticks with a custom Supreme scent apparently. And if you're getting the incense, you might as well get the tray with custom embroidered logos. And it's pretty clean. I like how it has the incense holder just right in the tray right there. Looks like it works pretty well. Prices of the incense items are only $8 for the pack of 15, which is pretty solid. Wonder how many of those they'll release. If you want to collect those, I recommend buying just the maximum amount and then kind of stowing them for a bit. Those could actually do something in the future. Probably not a whole lot, but the trays are $68, which is kind of that price point where I think once it goes above 50, it stops kind of becoming a cheap accessory, in my opinion. I mean, my Akira ceramic tray was probably $50 when it came out. Maybe it was at $68. That's also a collab and kind of not super relevant, but you know, trays do okay, certain ones. I would just go on StockX and research like what other Supreme trays have done. Have they done an incense tray before? Off the top of my head, I feel like they have, definitely with collabs, not sure about with them themselves. This one could be kind of a gamble at that price, but I do think it's probably still going to sell out because I think enough people will want them for at least their own personal collections. Last garment before the last item of the week is the Collage Zipup hooded sweatshirt. Hope you guys have been enjoying the video so far. Let me know what your favorite piece this week is in the comments down below before we get out of here. But this guy right here, the Collage hooded sweatshirt Zipup, what do you guys think? I think this white one is okay. I actually like the semi-colorized look to it with the red and the yellow with the black. There's some phrases and cutouts and collages and all this text. We do have some Supreme hits right there on the right shoulder. And then on the back, classified Supreme, Supreme, Supreme. Irritate Kitten, Pacifier, Hypnotic. Yeah, this is a pretty cool little hoodie. Brushback fleece with printed patches by the Women's History Museum, which apparently isn't the actual Women's History Museum. It's apparently some kind of brand that I've never heard of, but that's pretty dope. $198 for that guy. Makes sense. It's a pretty extensive piece with lots of stuff going on. I think this guy will probably sell out. It's too cool of a piece to just sit around, certainly in all sizes. So if you want this thing, I say go for it. This probably does have a little bit of potential and maybe the right colorway. I'm thinking the white one is actually much better than the black because of the colors and just the way it overall looks, but I always could be wrong. And last but not least, we have the Supreme Yawateya Isogoro spices. Bam, look at this shit. Isogoro Japanese spice set featuring Togarashi chili pepper spices, Shichimi 7 spice blend, and Ichimi chili pepper seasoning, and Yuzu Shichimi 7 spice blend with Yuzu citrus flavor made in Japan. You see, I can nail Japanese pronunciation pretty decent. Comes to French pronunciation, I'm lost in the water. No clue what's going on, but here we go. These spices are pretty interesting. Just some Japanese spices is what it looks like. I think these are pretty funny, and for $28, I think definitely worth going after. If you could use them, I would not recommend selling food spices. At that point, guys, you're better off just doing something else with your time and commitment. I mean, maybe if you are just a die-hard collector and you have an extra set, maybe sell them, but don't be a damn spice dealer. Or you know what? Maybe do be a spice dealer. Maybe you go full freaking Dune mode on them and you stock up.
Send word to Katie Prime to begin selling our spice reserves. But slowly. We don't want the price to fall.
You actually want to own the means of production of spice.
Without spice, interstellar travel is impossible, making it by far the most valuable substance in the universe.
So, you know what? I say screw everything I said in the video before. Everyone fully commit, max out your payments, max out your credit cards, and we are gonna collect and we are gonna obtain control of the spice. That's gonna do it for today's video, guys. What do you think of the week 14 drop? What are you copping? Or are you just passing this week and saving up? My overall thoughts, I think the best clothing item this week is that Tray Jacquard short sleeve shirt, followed by the Italia 6-panel. Those are the only two items I would consider copping for personal or maybe even resell on that Jacquard short sleeve shirt, depending on what happens after release. I think the Kuma Incense Tray is the highest voted item for a reason, and people will probably be going after that and it'll probably sell out. The spices are pretty highly voted up too. 401 upvotes to 70 downvotes. And then of course the Stadium jacket is there as well, along with the Equip half zip and sweat shorts, which could actually not be as hype as I'm thinking, judging on what's voted on by Supreme community, but you never really know. Hope you guys have a good one. I'll catch you in the next one. Been your boy Thomas, and I'm out. Peace.
Listen, I gave